This is cranked. Hello, 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 hello.
So we're sitting here with Sonic Youth on the eve of the release of their nth album, Sisters.
Sister.
Yeah, you were going to explain the sister concept.
Oh yeah, we did the new record in an all-tube studio in Manhattan. 16 track. It has a all like tube console that we mixed on.
Is then the name Sister then a play on the fact that there were radio tubes, kind of like fallopian tubes? Or
In a sense, it has a lot to do with tubes because you can hear actually the sound of the tubes on the record. I mean, you can hear like the coils kind of like relating to each other in a way. Kind of the way. I mean, it's just relative. I mean, it's
well,
like,
how's that different than other records, though? You'd say
the other
that
records we've done in like 24 track and real sort of high tech studios, state of the art, and the sound is real. I mean, the sound that's like indigenous to those studios is real.
So you're
distinctive in the way.
You're saying that
it's kind of
in relationship to Sister, Death Valley '69, for instance, is a high tech type record.
Yeah, it's like the Bad Moon Rising. Whoa, 24 track.
Right.
Oh,
Well, we just didn't get a sound that in any way approximated what we do live, and we feel
Yeah,
this
we
record is
didn't
a
even
lot
try.
closer to that. And it has a lot to do with the engineer and the way it was mixed and the concept behind the way it was mixed, which was really straightforward without a lot of overdubs. We all played live. This is the first album we all played together live for the basic tracks since Confusion at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And that had a lot to do with it. And the engineer guy was real old school, like trained engineer that knew how to get the right sounds. I mean, it was real good.
So EVOL was a more assembled type record. I mean, you put it together piece by piece rather than.
Well,
Yeah, a little more. Not really.
Like,
Oh, with the overdubs, yeah.
yeah, for the overdubs and just the whole, we didn't go for any kind of blended sound.
Right,
Very
the
much.
sensibility of Martin Beasy, who did the last two records, was different, and the way that the production came out was very different. And we're really happy with the new one because it sounds much more sparky and live.
Sparky?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Kind of like Spoinky.
Like the Mail Brothers?
Yeah. That translates as gear for all you guys over there.
But more important is the concept of sister in that it's giving something personal to the record buyer. And, it's like you wouldn't want
It's like buying a sister for
wanna,
yourself?
Yeah, or you wouldn't
a
want
way.
to trade in your sister.
Would you?
So you think very few of these will be showing up in the used record shops then?
Right.
Well,
That's
that's what kind
the
of person
strategy.
you are.
Really?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
this
So it's
record
a moral. This
a
record
moral.
forces you to make a moral judgment
Yeah, I
before
mean
you
this record
sell
will
it.
Right.
mirror your personality more than
Before
other
you
records.
buy it or
I
before
mean, I don't think there's been a record like this since Uriah Heep's "Look at Yourself" album.
I mean, I'm curious where this sister concept comes from.
Well, it's a concept that lends itself to many different.
EVOL.
We wanted to call
EVOL
it-
was
we
fairly
wanted to
clear.
call
Bad
it,
Moon Rising was clear. Confusion is Sex was fairly
It's
clear.
going
Sister
more
will come-
inward now. It's like we wanted to call it schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
The song is.
But that was too, we didn't want to say, it's too like New York, East Village, like
Right.
insanity. So, it's like sister.
I don't understand the
Twin.
transition from
Twin.
twin.
Twins.
It's not really where it stemmed from, I don't think.
Well, where do you think it came from?
It's just sort of. It actually came from just sort of like a female motif. Yeah. It's like the great American thing is relating to things like cars and boats as she. It's all
Right.
she-male. So it sort of extends to like when you pick up this record and you're like, man, she's a fine listen. Where'd you get her? That kind of thing.
You think
She's a
you
beauty.
think that stoned heavy metalers on Long Island are really going to do that?
Well, we will see.
It would be the cause of a lot of suicides, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
It doesn't really have anything to do with schizophrenia, really. That's sort of lending it sort of something that. I mean, it's not that.
Yeah, that's for the writers, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you happier with this record than you were with EVOL?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always
Maybe.
happy.
Maybe.
We're always happiest with the current record, and we're real happy with this
It
record.
still doesn't sound perfect.
No, they
It's
never
still
do.
not like. It still has. I don't know.
It's because we haven't, played the songs 100 times.
Do you,
That would be the-
ideally,
that would be the perfect record to tour first and then record the songs.
so you think the record then should be a document of the band's live sound?
It should be a document of the songs as they're played to their fullest. I mean, the last 2 or 3 records have been us writing the songs and immediately recording them when they're in their most kind of, freshest, stage. And then after we record, we take them on the road for like half a year, and they just become, much more kind of together and monstrous.
All the records have been like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way with a lot of bands.
Confusion
like
wasn't
Even
quite like that.
Confusion, all the songs are really slow. Kill Your
That's
Idols
true.
is slow. They're all, it's all.
Oh yeah, Confusion we totally improved upon.
Yeah.
We played it like for a year. But you can't do that. I mean, it's the logistics of dealing with.
I mean, I would think though that one of the things that people like about seeing Sonic Youth live is that the material is very different than it is on the records. It's not as if I'm gonna go see Sonic Youth and they'll play these songs
Note for
like
note.
like they were on the record. It's
Right.
they're completely taken apart and put back together. And
Well, in a sense, it's not so radical. I mean, we're into immediately extrapolating on what we're doing. And
Yeah, that happens every night, pretty much, that the songs get taken apart and put back together in some slightly altered form.
how random is that? I
Depends
mean,
on whether you remember the lyrics or not.
well, I mean, not even the lyrics. Does it have?
No, that has
We just play them how we feel. It's pretty random, I think. It depends on the situation each night, what the club is like, what mood we're all in. I mean, the nights where we all come off stage knowing it was really good, it's just
But
really
I mean,
great.
they're we're not
Can't
like the
pre-plan it.
Bangles in that everything is like this. The way they have their guitars controlled on stage, like somebody standing on the side to
right.
turn them up and down for the solos, and so everything is geared towards replicating the sound on the record. We don't even try and do that.
Do you ever grab a guitar that's in the wrong tuning and just for the wrong song? I mean, what do you do?
No, we don't.
No, that
You
I mean,
always
that's
you
very
always
rare.
have the right guitar.
Yeah,
when you start
we
the
know
song.
what.
Yeah.
We know
That we'd be really stupid if we didn't.
Well,
I've
maybe.
actually put on the wrong guitar and stood there and go, wait a minute.
Yeah,
this isn't
yeah,
Right.
but we
And
don't
then-
start the
we don't-
song.
I don't like. We don't go halfway through the song. And go, whoa, wait a minute. I have to fake this one.
I mean, even if you were really drunk.
Yeah, I've never gotten really drunk on stage.
No, we're not into it.
So Kim and Steve are the only ones pretty much who've been really drunk.
Yeah, Steve especially.
I mean, the rhythm. I mean, the rhythm has to be drunk sometimes. I mean, the guitars have to be kind of sober.
Do you think your drinking is holding back the band at all, Steve?
No, not at all.
No way. When that
No,
milk starts curdling. I think
His
the
classic
band-
line is, "Don't worry, I can handle it." I mean, we're kind of, we're not so sure sometimes.
So you didn't then go into the studio this time with a full set of songs, as you'd earlier said that you had.
No, we did.
We did.
Well, we did.
We
and
still
At the
finished
last
them.
We
minute,
knew
we
we were
did.
gonna do like a studio song. We'll do the studio song.
Yeah. We always that song just gets done in the studio, but we went in with a pretty full. It was kind of very similar. It was fairly similar to EVOL in that we went in with songs that were like 85% complete, and finished them in the studio, and then spent a week learning how to play them in their final form.
Is there a reason that you don't develop songs?
Yeah. We don't have a
When you're
PA
playing?
in our rehearsal studio.
What do you mean when we're playing?
Well,
Like
prior
on the
to
road?
going into the studio, you
Yeah,
don't.
we do. We spent like 3 months
Well,
developing
we-
those.
we
But
songs.
in a live set.
Oh no, it's too much. It's too much. There's too much going on when we're writing songs.
If we did a live set, then we'd have to go and play like the old songs again, just to play like 2 new ones.
I
I mean, we didn't want to clog ourselves up.
It's
with,
just the way
playing
we
this
write.
old
We
shit.
write songs pretty slowly because we write them all together.
Right, and we like to just be in the rehearsal studio for a few months and write all the new songs. We don't sort of write. Every once in a while, we'll write one and then take it with the old material, like White Cross. We've been playing the last couple tours, but for the most part, we just say now it's time to write, and we hole up and work them out. And it takes a long time because they go through a lot of changes.
I mean, like the EVOL, we had actually 3 songs worked out before we went in to write the new ones. This one was a lot harder.
Do you come up with piles of lyrics though? Because I know you all, or at least I don't know about Steve, but everybody else seems to keep,
Piles.
journals and involved in just writing stuff down a lot. I'm just curious
I
if
don't
that
write
ever.
anything down. I mean, I have
You're a reviewer for the Village Voice.
Yeah, we all write to some degree or other, but
I mean, Thurston and I think Lee write a lot.
I mean, do lyrics come out of that, or are those?
sure.
Yeah, you come out with
Thurston's
right.
especially. I mean, Thurston can transform them more immediately to lyrics, I think. where I think Kim or I don't know exactly about Kim, but I think we tend to piece them together a little bit more.
But you don't get an idea, say, for a lyric then, and say, oh, well, here would be a great song for it, and then let's...
I do. I
Harrison
get
does.
like
Yeah.
a one-liner and then like take it from there.
Or he gets like a title.
I mean, like, so I spit out the Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, something like that. Start coming up with a punchline and then just sort of like, creating a joke around it.
He never just makes you do that, though, when you're out touring at all?
Make?
Says, okay, here's a new song. Let's go.
There's never time.
No,
you
because
drive
it
a
does
sound
never-
check.
I mean,
You
not
know,
at
you
sound check, just in the
check,
middle of the
smoke-
set. You just sneak in a
Oh.
song, sneak a new song onto the set list, and then everybody looks at it and you go, okay, let's go.
It doesn't ever
No,
work
that's
that way
a
in
good
terms of
idea.
the way we go about
Yeah.
putting songs together. I mean, even if Thurston comes in with what he thinks is a complete song in terms of his part, it gets completely like ripped apart and
Yeah.
put back together when we
That
we
part
put our
it
parts
doesn't
in.
stand still.
And it's not like, all right, here's a song, the chords are E, A, and B. Pick the chords and play it. It's the getting the sounds and stuff is a lot more methodical than that.
So you're intimating, then, that unlike your friends, the Grateful Dead, you don't really jam out
No.
new
We
ideas
jam out
on
in the
stage.
studio. In the
But-
studio, we
But
in a
not when
rehearsal
you're
studio.
not
we
when you're
do.
playing live.
Not when people were paying for it.
We sometimes jam out parts of songs
Right.
live, in a very similar
We have like an
manner.
egg timer when we jam out, and like once that fucker rings, we're out of there.
Unfortunately, somehow the new songs are getting more and more, well, fortunately or unfortunately, they're getting more and more like completely sealed up. I almost wish in some cases there was a little more room to them. I mean, some of the songs of the past have opened themselves up to,
Yeah.
like Green Light or Expressway have had like sections where it wasn't exactly free for all, but it was kind of like within these guideposts you could kind of go your own way. And the more we sort of write them right before we record
Yeah.
them, the more like song-like they become in the way of like you try and replicate them fairly similarly every time.
Like tight pants.
Right.
All these songs are like tight
Yeah,
pants.
but we didn't really play these songs enough to know what they are.
I mean, so
Yeah.
A lot of that comes from like playing it a lot.
because it seems like sometimes when I see you that there are new parts of songs coming up, sort of as they.
Sometimes there are. It's
Yeah.
true.
Steve, you been putting in your 2 bits on the lyric bandwagon here?
He,
I've
he,
seen
sings,
you.
he sings on crime and that like that.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
I see you
listening.
mouthing a lot of lyrics back there,
Yeah.
as most good drummers
Really?
really should.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow, I didn't see that. Do you do that, Steve?
Hot around my
Yeah.
heart, he was spraying spit all over everything.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen it.
It's good. A good drummer's into it. Even if he's just singing da 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 da.
That's
kinda important. What are your plans for doing more videos then?
We're working on a video of, on 2 videos of songs from the new record. One for White Cross, which will have some animation by Savage Pencil, our English friend, and the other one, which will be called Beauty Lies. And I think we'll sort of like toy with psychedelia.
And
Dalliance?
Surf culture.
Yes.
The Savage Pencil stuff, will it be his characters animated? Or
Mhm.
really?
Well, it's up to him, and we don't know. We're just gonna give him this hot, steamy thing that Richard Kern is gonna shoot, and he's gonna
Walk this
he's
way.
gonna put his graphics on top of it. And
Yeah, I think he's gonna have us transform into his characters and then do some dances in his kind
Maybe
of
we
lingo
should
and then come
mention
back.
the ear dance.
Yeah, to him.
Yeah.
Kern is doing the initial footage
Yeah,
for
he's
it, though?
doing like the dog on the camera's, but the camera on the dog's back, kind of like wild
So Ego's
live
resting up
stuff.
for it.
Really? Is he doing both of the videos? Or is
No, he's not.
Who's doing the other one?
This fellow from LA named Kevin Kerslake who did the Shadow of a Doubt video.
Really? Now, what's going to happen, though, when, like, Sean and Madonna break up? Which side are you going to go with?
Holy shit.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't know. I'm
with
glad
Sean
they're
all the
breaking
way.
up. I think it's pretty good.
You think it's good? Why?
Well, last summer they got married, didn't
Why are they
2
breaking
summers
up?
ago.
they?
Were they really that ridiculous that they didn't know they were going to break
I
up in
don't
a
know.
year?
They were young and impetuous.
Yeah, I guess
I mean,
so.
And they were blooming. Their careers were like,
you're going to owe your allegiance to Sean still?
definitely.
Well, we'll wait and see.
I'm with
Thurston?
I don't care. I mean, I hate them both.
I
Steve?
Madonna.
Lee?
I'm going to wait and see. I'm into both of them in varying degrees.
You should ask us about the happening New York music scene.
Oh yeah, do you know about like the 1987 Scuzz Rock scene?
It's
in the
like
Lower
for
East
5
Side?
years, whenever we go over to like Europe, they always go, so what's the New York music scene like? And like we've never been able to say there is one,
Right.
but now there is. It's like Rada Rada is like the Godfathers.
in a way, and sort of early
It's like-
Swan Sonic thing.
I mean, Red Red R have that Harrisburg sound.
They
to
have
them
the
as
East Village. They
Yeah.
were always like the kings of the East Village.
well. Right.
There's like
They exemplified kind of like
Pussy Galore
of being
is more eccentric than
Uh-huh.
the East Village, but there's like White Zombies, Raging Slab, Honeymoon Killers, Crawling Black Snakes.
It's just like they've all really focused on like the grunge of what people always said they should sound like. Like when Live Skull and us and Swans were like the bands around there. It was like they always used that word, but we weren't really grunge. We were more sort of like spaz.
It's like what they wanted us to be. It's like
But this is more sort of like derivative of all the things that, of everything, like Cramps Fall, all the like the totally cool
Yeah.
East Village thing.
Cramps Fall, Teenage
But with
Jesus.
such like, but it's total Kernophonics.
Kernophonic?
It's all soundtracks to Kern movies. That's all these bands are. They're total like into the Kern thing.
Was that good or bad?
It's good for Richard.
It's good. It's good for Kern.
Sounds really happy.
Yeah.
It's like in full bloom.
And some of those bands have been around for a while, though.
Yeah, but they
Didn't really serve us till they moved to the East Village.
They have yet to really sort of like come across as like this East Village thing.
They always want to know what's going on in New York.
People
That's like the
suck.
main
What?
question.
Why should they know?
They wanted
Why
like
should
New
they?
York, since the late 70s.
Yeah.
It's like been, when they think of America, in
Okay,
Europe,
the
they
flesh
think of
tones,
New
they're
York.
happening.
Oh
Can we
Yeah,
put
but
Working
then-
Man's Dead on now?
They don't care. It's like they don't care about the rest of America. It's like New York to them is like, it's been misconstrued to be like the vibrant point of.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to change that.
We're trying.
Trying hard. I don't think we're trying hard enough, Ken.
Hi, this is Lee from Sonic Youth, and the next song is called New Speedway Boogie from Working Man's Dead. I hope you like it.
What's your favorite food in England?
This
Indian.
Pub food.
Pub food?
Yeah.
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 Indian pub food?
Or like
No.
fish and chips with like peas and beans. And
Yeah, really
Yeah, that's
greasy.
good.
Really?
All the
Sounds
food over there
delicious.
is like total doggy dick kind of stuff. Fish and chips.
If you can't tell fish and chips from a doggy dick, you have no right to have an animal in your house. God. Fish and chips, I've seen that stuff.
It's good.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I think the interview is
It's like
over.
eating pizza.
That's it.
Alright, England, this is Sonic Youth.